Bad things, fine as hell, thick as fuck, oh my god. That's my baby, Caroline, you did fine, mighty fine. Shorty really know the pine, like a bull.
Hi beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. We're back at it again with another video, and this one is going to be a chit chat. Get ready with me. But the chit chat is very transparent, y'all, very specific, simply because I've gotten this question a lot recently. Before I start talking, we're about to start doing makeup. This is something that I get asked about a lot, and I get asked about this often. I'm always getting military questions, and I try not to sit down and even talk about being in the military because I really don't have anything good to say about being in the United States Army, if we're being honest. If you have been watching my channel, or if you're on my any of my other socials, you know that I am in the military. That is my full-time 9 to 5. That's pretty much all I ever say about it. I try not to indulge too much because I don't want to deter anyone from making their decisions. When people ask me advice on it, I give you advice from like a technical standpoint, but I usually try to keep my opinion out of it because I don't have anything good to say. Since I have been in the military and since I've been at this duty station, this is my first active duty station. If you've been following me for a long time, like since college, you know that I was previously in the reserves. But this is my first duty station, active duty, and I hate it, honestly. I hate everything. Hate is a strong word. Honestly, okay, here's tea. When I first got here, probably within 2 days, I had disciplinary action for something that was like a complete misunderstanding. Someone told me I could do something, later found out that I could not do that thing, and then blamed me. And that has been my entire experience in the Army. Just people blaming things on other people, not taking accountability. I've had so many issues. I've had like my first line supervisors have been under investigation. My NCOICs have been up under investigation, but nothing ever changes. In the unit that I'm in, nothing ever changes. There's always an investigation, and then nothing ever changes. I've had recommendations given, then recommendations taken away. I've had a lot of like mental health issues, mental health problems since I've been in. I've been going to behavioral health therapy outside of the Army as well for a little over a year now. They diagnosed me with an adjustment disorder, bereavement, PTSD, severe anxiety, and depression. At first it was situational depression under the adjustment disorder, and now it is like clinical depression. I've been on 2 different antidepressants. I started on Zoloft. I'm not gatekeeping. I don't know the name of my current antidepressant that I'm on now. And then I've been on 2 different anti-anxiety medications as well, which you take as needed. I don't take them as often anymore simply because it really gives sleeping pill energy. Anti-anxiety medications that I've been prescribed give real ZQuil vibes, real NyQuil energy. And I feel like if I wanted to go to sleep, if I needed something that made me sleepy, sweetie, I already don't want to get out of bed. So that's not helping. So, with that being said, I don't really use the anti-anxiety anymore. I do take my antidepressants regularly every single day. Being here I'm just constantly combating not wanting to be here, not being happy here. I have tried to go to OCS several times since I've been here. Who's texting me? I've made it so far as to like get a packet almost to core, and it just always gets kicked back. Or even my last one, they took my recommendation back, y'all, after it had already gone through. Like, they went back and took it back. I think it has a lot to do with me being a Black woman. And I hate for that to be the theme, but being a Black woman is just, in the military, I feel like it's just so different. There's so many stereotypes that are already put on you. So I'm already having to like fight against that from the jump. Like, from the jump, it's always, I'm gonna have an attitude. And you always have to exert yourself. And I know everyone has to do that in the real world, but not that the military is not the real world, but everyone has to do that in regular life. Black women are always expected to, you know, twice as hard type energy. But I feel like the reason that it's so much harder for me here is that no one understands the type of freedom and like satisfaction, what is on me? Satisfaction that you get out of knowing that you can quit somewhere. I know there's a lot of reasons why people can't quit their job. I know, like, financially you might not be able to quit your job, or you might not know what you want to do, so you can't quit your job. There might be a mental block where you feel like you can't just quit your job, but in the back of your mind, you know that you have that ability, right? I don't have that. I don't have that at all. Like, there's no way I can ever walk in and say, I quit, and anyone take me seriously. I don't have that option. And having something like that taken away from you, I don't think people understand how much that messes with your, like, headspace. My headspace is ruined simply off that notion that I have to be places, I have to put up with things that I know aren't right. Even when, like, when the whole Black Lives Matter movement was going on, like, before, there were things we weren't allowed to talk about at work, things we weren't allowed to do. We sat down and we had like a census session or whatever to discuss, like, you know, just to basically put a band-aid on it, but to like make everyone comfortable, make everyone feel like it was a safe space, and, you know, they agreed with the injustices and all that stuff. But really, it was not that. And it's like, I can't state my opinion. I can't actually voice my opinion without it being a judgment put on me. Like, I can't say, no, I think they were wrong. And I feel like it's okay that Black people are expressing themselves in however they want to express themselves to explain their injustices. I can't do that. And if I do that, there's like a target. You know, even like things like that, things like fraternization, it's crazy and sickening how much everybody's sleeping with everybody. That is, it's disgusting to me. Married people, and to pick and choose when it's right and wrong. That's the biggest thing. The Army is a place where everyone picks and chooses when they want to invest energy in something. Like, if you feel like something's unfair, you're not allowed to speak your mind on it. And let me give y'all examples. So, like, when I first got here, I lived in the barracks. Single soldiers live in the barracks. That's where you live. If you're single, you have no dependents, that's where you live. But I personally feel like this system takes advantage of the less fortunate and the unexperienced. And any type of system that does that, you're wrong. And I think that because usually people, when you join the military and you're in that bracket that has no dependents and is not married, you're younger and you don't know any better. Whatever you're coming from, you're willing to take whatever anybody will give you. I didn't come from that type of experience. Or I'm not going to say I didn't come from that type of experience. I went to college, so when I had that type of experience, I was in college. And it still wasn't as bad as what's going on in this environment. They had a black mold outbreak. I say had past tense, but it's literally like still going on. And this was from a year ago. Soldiers were getting nosebleeds. People was like breaking out. All kind of things were happening, and there was no solution. And the solutions that were offered were the most unreasonable. Y'all, they told us we could sleep at the office. They told us that if we had a problem with sleeping where there was mold and we had no heat. Okay, so it is 60 degrees. It says the heat is on, but the heat is set to, like, no matter what I set it on, it's set to 70, it was set to 70 something. I just took it all the way up to 84, but it still goes back to being 60 degrees in the room. On or off, nothing happens. So, whatever. So for context, it was 28 degrees that day I took that video. And then a month later, it was 30 degrees outside and the temperature still said 60. It just didn't work. And no air conditioning, no heat in the winter, no air conditioning in the summer. You're not allowed to bring flammable appliances into the barracks. So like, you're not allowed to have like a portable heater. You're not allowed to have a stove top. You don't have a kitchen. So you're not allowed to have like a hot, what are those things? Hot plates. Or like anything like that. You're not allowed to bring those into the barracks. So the offer was to have us sleep where we work. Have us sleep where we work on cots. Like, they were going to give us the cots that you take out into the field, and we was going to sleep on them. That's what the option that we were given. And they ain't see nothing wrong with it. They thought that was normal. And it was like simply because they think it's younger people, and it's like, oh, you can take whatever you're going to get. Like, we're offering you a different spot, so you should be fine. Get the F out of here. Coming from the situation where I make the same amount of money outside of the Army as I do inside of the Army, as in things like this, like my influencing and social media and stuff, I make a little bit more than what the Army pays me. It's like, this is really how y'all expect people to live their life? It's wild to me. Little things, not even little, that's not a little thing, that's a big thing. It's things like that. I don't know how anyone can be expected to maintain a strong, like, mental when you're placed in situations like that. You want to be able to feel safe at home. You want to be able to feel comfortable in your home. You want to be able to feel, everyone wants to feel like welcomed somewhere or accepted somewhere. And when you don't have those things, like, how do you expect people to maintain any type of anything? Like, how do you expect people to want to be here and to want to do anything? Like, there's several days where, most days I don't want to get out of bed. Like, knowing that I have to go be around these people, knowing that I have to pretend, because that's what I'm doing. I'm pretending. So this is what it boils down to, right? It was a recipe for, like, mental health destruction, in my opinion. I am now isolated and alone. I'm isolated from my family and the things that I am used to, the comforts that I'm used to. And then not only am I isolated and I feel like I'm alone and I feel like I'm not accepted, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells. Then you throw in the fact that I'm not comfortable in my living space. There is mold. There is no heat when it's cold. No air conditioning when it's hot. I have a roommate also who I'm not supposed to have, y'all. I'm an E4. I'm a specialist. My roommate was a sergeant. We're not supposed to be roomed together. It's automatically fraternization, which is not allowed in the military. So that's already an uncomfortable spot that they put me in. So isolated, not comfortable in my living space, not feeling accepted. And also I was going through a very traumatic breakup experience at the time. This is over a year ago. I am literally like heartbroken. I'm away from my family. Everything feels heightened and sad, and I'm not making anyone happy, including myself. I'm feeling just like a major disappointment. That's the only way I can describe it. I felt like I was disappointing everyone. I was disappointing them at work. I was disappointing myself because I don't even know how I ended up in this situation. I was supposed to be an officer. I'm supposed to be an OCS. Like, I'm not even supposed to be here. This is not even supposed to be my MOS. Like, this is not supposed to be my life. I'm just disappointing everyone around me. That's how it felt. I'm just not promoting, not going to OCS, so I'm disappointing my father. It just was too much. And it is too much. It is currently still too much. And then I'm constantly being lied to on a regular basis. And when I say on a regular basis, I mean on a regular basis, y'all, they lie like it's a day greeting. Like, good morning, lie. Good afternoon, lie. Good evening, lie. It's like, I can't make this up. And they lie about everything, even stuff that it's like it's not important enough to, like, what's the point of lying about it? It's exhausting, and no one has your best interest, like, besides you. My unit is currently deployed. I was supposed to deploy with my unit. I did not deploy with my unit because I did not, as well as my medical providers, did not think that it was sound for me to deploy. I agreed with them. I agreed with their suggestion. When they asked me my opinion, I agreed. And you get a stigma for that. You get a stigma. I have counselings. That mention the fact that I did not go on the deployment because of my mental health. I have counselings that say, like, I did it on purpose. And everything is a fight. Literally. Everything is a fight. And then what happens when you get tired of fighting? And that's why I can give none of y'all no type of advice on being in the military, joining the military, staying in the military. Will I stay in the military? Hell no. I can't give y'all any type of... I don't feel comfortable continuing to make videos about Q&As on being in the military, or advice on being in the military because I don't think that it's honest. Because I would not recommend this for any, keeping it real, I would not recommend this for any black woman. I don't think this is sound for any black woman. You already have to exude a certain type of thing in certain rooms. In regular, like civilian world, that's what I've been looking for, not regular. In civilian world, you already have to smile when someone is, you don't have to, you're expected to smile when, or when someone tries to like touch your hair or something, like you're already are expected to do those things. But here you have to do those things, especially at my level. Maybe at a higher level you wouldn't, but at my level, there are just, what you want comes last. And I've even seen it at like higher levels. Like I have friends like that are in the military that are at a higher level than me, and they hate it as well. Black women. So I just wouldn't recommend it, but I'm not going to tell anyone what they should and shouldn't do with their life. Because, no one could have told me. Not the camera cut off. Which is probably a good thing because I was rambling. But yeah. So to say the least, just my time in service, active duty, has not been the best. And I just think it's a combination of who I am as a person. Ooh, I look wild. Yeah, it's a combination of who I am as a person, and then also like the fact that this system is not really set up for success here. Everybody has a different experience, but for me, that's what I have gathered in my time. I'm about to use the Hydra Luxe enhancing gel, and then I'm going to put some edge control on top. And I wish this video had more structure, like it wasn't so all over the place. So if there's anything y'all want to know, I'm an open book. You guys can ask me below, and I will do my best to answer it. But I want people to stop asking me to make military videos. Because I don't have anything to say. I don't have anything positive to say. I hope that over time, this is not what it will always be. I hope that other people have a better experience than me, to be honest. I would never wish the way that I feel about this system on anyone else. I would never want to put other people in this position and want them to have the same experience. I'm not that type of person. If you had a good experience, I'm so happy for you. I personally am counting down the days until I can get out and start a different life outside of this one. And I hate that this has to feel like it's about, race or sex or anything like that, but I can't help but to feel like those things contribute to my experience. My experience wouldn't be what it is without those things being a factor, because I see men, even black men, have a totally different experience than the one that I have. So that's that. For everyone who's ever emailed me or DM'd me about being in the military, now you know. If I didn't respond, honestly, it probably was because I wasn't in the headspace to respond to you. I sincerely apologize. I tried to respond to anyone who DMs me or emails me about anything, any one of y'all, because I really appreciate y'all being my people, for supporting me, for finding interest in me and in my daily life. But if I didn't respond, it most likely, almost certainly wasn't because I was being stuck up. It was because I was not in the headspace to even, like, this has become an outer body experience for me. I'm not even here most days. I am just going through the motions. I have people who love me and I have people who pray for me, and that's what gets me through. But as far as like an everyday experience, some days I just can't engage, like anything involved. Once I clock out, I can't engage on anything else. So it makes it hard for me. Anything else like military related. If you ask me a military related question, some days I'm trying to pretend I'm not even in. Like, I'm telling you, like an outer body experience. So in closing, I would just like to say, one, if you made it all the way to here, if you've listened to me ramble, thank you so much. Anytime you guys have ever said anything kind to me, any kind words, I want to let you know that y'all don't know how much that means to me and how much that really gets me through the day. I really appreciate y'all and how much y'all support me, and the people who continue to watch, even though I am inconsistent. I'm always having to take breaks. There are so many days where I don't want to get out of bed, where I don't want to where I don't want to do things. So I really appreciate you guys for continuing to pour into me across all of my social media platforms. This is a labor of love, and it means a lot to be loved, to feel love back. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it wasn't too crazy. And I will see you guys in the next one.